So this particular tutorial is the continuation of a previous tutorial as a part of ServiceNow JavaScripting challenge. Okay. So today's tutorial will be combination of 2 days, D3 and D4, and we were looking into the GlideForm APIs. If you have not seen the previous video, please go jump out to the previous videos and see what we have implemented in now. So we will continue looking into the few other functions as a part of the GlideForm API. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So as always, we will be using incident table for our reference. Okay, and we'll create a new client script. So I will go configure new client script. I will give it a name as GlideForm 4. For 43, not 4. Okay, and as we have seen in the first tutorial, we have used all load client script. In the second, we have used on change. So in this, we will be using on submit. Just like that only. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with our first function. So the first function is called getActionName. Okay, so what this particular function does. Okay, it returns the most recent action. Okay, of the client script. For example, if you are clicking on the save button, then it will give the name of that particular UI action. If you are clicking on the update button, then it will give the information that you have clicked on update button, and so on. Okay, so the syntax for the same is pretty easy. So what you have to do, we will go with the alert only, alertings, and I will give the name as getAction. Okay, and the syntax for it like g_form, which is a prefix for all the things, dot getActionName. That's it. Okay, it's n, add semicolon. Okay, not one semicolon, and save. Okay, so we'll go back to the form and we'll reload the form. Every time we are doing the changes on the client script, please reload the form. Okay, and now I click on update, then it should give the update as a name. Okay, so if I click on update, then give getAction equals SysVerb update. What is this? This is the action name for that UI action. You must be knowing every UI action has an action name. So this is a action name for that action. Okay, done. Now moving on to the second function. So what we'll be doing, we'll comment this out. Okay, and we will just copy this out alert because I'm too lazy. And now the second function which we want to look into is like getBooleanValue. Okay, so what this particular function does, getBooleanValue. So I think it will be clear from the name. It returns a boolean value for a specified field. Now you will be thinking that what's boolean field? So you know the checkbox, right? Okay, it's a boolean field. So it returns, it actually works for it, but will it not work for choice field, reference field, string field? Definitely it will work for that also. So how exactly? Please roll over there. Then whenever we are using this function, okay, it returns false if the field value is either false or undefined. If you have not defined anything also, it will return false. Otherwise it will return true. Okay, so let's get into the function, and the syntax for it like get boolean value, and in this we have to pass string name. Okay, string name of what? Of the field name. Okay, so I want to check if the caller field is empty, okay, or not. So we will save this out. I'll jump back. Okay, I'll jump back to the incident. Okay, and now we'll click on update. Then it should give true because we can see the caller is filled. Okay, if it's not filled, then it will give false. Okay, so if I click update, then it gives true. That means this particular field is filled. Isn't it amazing? Now let's move on to the next field. Okay, the next function we can say. The next function in our list is getValue. Okay, So what this particular function does, it gives the value, okay, of the entity which we have passed in. Okay, so get value gives the sysID of whatever we have passed. Okay, if we have passed a caller ID, then it will give the sysID of that caller ID record. Okay, so how to write it down? Again, we'll comment this out, and I will copy this out, and we can go get, not boolean value, get value, and we will give get value, or I will remove this out, get value. Okay, and we have passed it as caller ID. That means it will pass the sysID for that caller ID field. Okay, so I will save this out. Okay, history. I will go over here to the incident, and if I click update, okay, then it should give the sysID for the caller ID field. If I click OK, the get value gives the sysID, and this sysID will be for the caller David Miller. So this particular function is also done. Now the next in our list is getLabelOf. Okay, so what this particular function does, getLabelOf. So getLabelOf function gives label for any field. Okay, it returns the plain text value of any label. Okay, so I will just comment this out. Okay, and we will copy this out, and we will get label of. Okay, and here we have to give the function as get label of. So we'll be looking in the label of caller field. Okay, I will save this out, and if we go back to the form, okay, and we are looking for caller ID label. Okay, and if I click on update, then it gives the label. You can see, right, we pass the backend value and gives the front end label for that particular field, which is caller. Okay, so this is how the getLabelOf works. Okay, the next in our list is getRelatedListNames. So basically what this particular function, actually it's pretty clear with the name only. So what this particular function does, it gives a list of, okay, a list of related list, okay, which we have. Okay, you can consider it as array of related list, okay, as an output for that particular record. So I will just copy this out, okay, and I will just paste this out. Okay, and the name is get list. Okay, and the syntax for the same is get related list names. Okay, so what it will give the list of all the related list names. Okay, so I will just save this out, and sorry, I missed one thing. It doesn't require any input parameter, so I will just remove this out. Save, and if I go back to the incident form, okay, and now we can see, let's see the related list. So in related list we have task SLA, affected CIs, impacted service CIs, and child incident, right? So it should give this one. So if I update it out, so you can see we got task SLA, CMDB CI services. Okay, we got the list of all the related lists which are there for this particular record. Next in our list is getSectionNames. Okay, so I will comment this out. Pretty easy functions according to me, and I will just copy this out. I'll paste it, and now get section name, right? And the syntax for the same is get section names. Okay, and we will save this out. If I go back to the incident record now, let's see first what all sections we have. So we have nodes, related list, resolution information, right? So if I click on update, so we got nodes, related list, and resolution information. This is a backend name for all those sections. Okay. So this is also done. The next function in our list is getTableName. Okay. So basically, this particular function is quite useful when you check this checkbox inherited and you have condition based on multiple tables, right? For example, you have rates, then it on task table, but you have different validation on incident, problem, and all those things. Then you can use this table to verify which particular table is this. Okay, is this record belongs to, and then you can add the validation on top of it. Okay. So for this particular function, what this particular function does, it provides the table name of the record. Okay. So I will give it a get table, and it will not be a names, it will be name because it will be returning only one entity. And the syntax is pretty simple for that. It's like get table name. I will save this out. It got saved. Let's go back to the incident. And if I update the record, then it should give me incident as a table name because this record belongs to incident table. So if I click on update, it gave the table name is incident. Perfect. This is what we were expecting. So this is done. The next in our list is getUniqueValue. So what this particular function does, it provides the unique value. What is the unique value for any record? That's SysID. So it provides the SysID of the current record. Okay. So we'll give it name unique ID, and the syntax for it is get unique value. No arguments are required. I'll save this out. And if we go back to the form, okay, and if I update, then it should give the SysID for the incident record. So if I click on update, so it gives the SysID for this record, for this incident record. Perfect till now, right? Now we will be discussing about the most, we can say, important and the most controversial method of all, which is getReference. Okay. So there are a lot of things around the same. People think that it's not the best practice to use getReference, and I've created an entire separate video on the same. Okay, but it's not like that. It's not a best practice. You can use getReference, but what just it puts your code on buffer, right, till you get the call. So whenever you are using getReference, do use it with a callback function, so that it will not cause any problems, right? So let's look into that. So how exactly the getReference? So first of all, we will try to understand how exactly the getReference function works. Okay. So getReference function returns the glide record for the specified field. Okay. So it works only for the reference field. Okay. And you can write a callback to do the processing on top of that particular output or particular glide record. Okay. So for example, I want to check if the current user, okay, is a VIP user or not. Okay. So how I can, and this particular tag is on the caller table, on the user table, and I want to just dot walk to that particular user record and get the information. So how we can do that? For that, what we have to do, we have to use g_form.getReference. Now it asks for two things. One is a field name, as you can see on the screen, and for which particular field name we want to do the callback, and the second will be the callback function, okay, where we will be doing all the processing with respect to that particular field. So it's caller_ID, because we want to look into the caller ID function, and then we'll give a function. So let's give it a name as do alert, because we will be doing the alerting over there, right? And now once the getReference happens, so for this particular field, it will go to the user table, grab the glide record for this particular entry. For example, David Miller in our current case, we will get the glide record for that. Then that particular glide record will be passed to this doAlert method, okay, and we can process based on the information of the glide record in that particular function. So how you can define the callback? So just give doAlert, and then you can define a function over here. Function doAlert. Okay, it will have one input, which will be caller. Now this caller will be a glide record of that caller of the user object, right? So you can do all the things. So you can do alert. I'm doing just this as this caller of VIP. Okay, and we are asking question, and the answer will be getting, because we have the entire object, right? So you can go caller plus caller dot get value of VIP. So VIP is a field on the user table, so we are just checking whether it's true or false. Okay, so I hope this will be clear to everyone, and you can do all kind of processing. I'm just giving you a dummy example for the same. Okay, so I will save it out. We'll go back to the incident. Okay, and if I click update, then it gave it is the caller VIP. It's not, that's why it written false. Okay, so this is, today we have seen around 10 to 12 methods on the GlideForm API. Okay, hope this particular tutorial was helpful to you, and if you have not seen the previous videos also in this series, please do and check the same. I'm having a lot of learning with this scripting challenge. Okay, and I'll continue creating videos on the same. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, keep learning, and have a nice day ahead. Thank you.